Welcome to another Legged Sportscast. It's me, Andy Grant.
It's me, Jordan Neal. Sorry,
Why are you laughing, lad?
We're just being stupid before we hit record.
Boom, now that we have it record, 3 weeks in a row, my footy bet has come in.
It has. You're on fire. I mean,
I've had 5 out of 6 for the last 2 weekends.
The gay thing is most people are doing the 3 homes, 3 aways and the roll-up.
I hope so, because you'd be flying for the last 3 weeks if so.
But, yeah.
So, yeah, flying with that, absolutely made up.
Yeah,
what did you tip up last weekend? I can't remember.
I can't.
No, you didn't bet not to go the stoppage?
No, I didn't. I did Ankalaev to knock him out, and he didn't.
Oh.
But he dropped him, battered him. Yeah, it's what it is.
It's what it is. Anyway, so hopefully you were quids in last week. Let's try again this weekend. A few people said to me they listened to the podcast but they didn't see my tips. They will be in the bio on the YouTube video, so check that out for our tips. Massive thanks again to Monterex. Again, 15% off. I know people are hammering the code, which is good to see. You get 15% off if you type in Leggy at checkout. Also, who won on BetMate last week?
You. The first one of us. I've come second on Apple. You hit it, didn't you?
For those who don't know, last few weeks we've been teaming up with BetMate. You pick a 7-a-side team. It's either £3 or £5. You pick a 7-a-side team in the Liverpool game this weekend. Your best 7 players, tackles, interceptions, goals, assists, yellow cards, red cards, all go into it. There's a live leaderboard. It's a good laugh.
It is a great laugh.
And I smashed it last weekend, won about 40 quid. So
who did you have as captain? That's what won you then?
I don't know, but I won anyway. That's what I did.
I just seen you creeping up that leaderboard. You were like 6th, 5th.
I was watching it and I stopped watching it, and then a couple of hours later I looked, I was like, Wee! I had, let me see, my team last week was, I had Jones as captain.
Did you, yeah?
Yeah, Salah was vice. I had Mane, Lallana, Van Dijk, Alexander-Arnold and Alisson.
Liverpool heavy.
Yeah.
Well, Lallana got a couple of assists in it, didn't he?
You know what? I should have won 66 quid, but Luke, the bastard, got joint points with me. So anyway, yeah, it's a great little gig. Get on it. BetMate, again, for that, the link is in the bio.
Yeah, good fun.
Boss, can we start with Everton, if that's all right?
If you want.
Because, I think I'm Jamie Carragher or Gary Neville, but I said on this Sportcast 2 weeks ago, I said Everton need to win against Watford and Wolves, because if they don't, they're going to be fucked, because they've got a good 6 or 7 hard games to come by.
The running's ridiculous.
They got 5 put past them against Watford, and then they get beat by Wolves, and now they've got Spurs at the weekend. Conte's first game. I'm not expecting Spurs to go easy on them, because they've got a new manager.
Yeah.
All that kind of, bounce
Spurs
back.
Spurs got that, bounce back, but they're crap themselves. Do you know what I mean?
They are, but if you're a Blue going into this weekend against Spurs,
it's tough, isn't it?
It's tough.
The thing is, it's just a manner of Everton's defeats. You're expecting the bounce back from Watford, and it's just the most downbeat performance they're probably ever going to put in. I mean, the shining light come on was Fabian Delph come on, and everyone was like, God, he played well. Do you know what I mean? And didn't do anything really, but. Yeah, it wasn't.
What is going wrong with them now? Because they started so well.
I don't know what it is. It's weird. I mean, you can't. They have got players out. You know what I mean? Calvert-Lewin does make a big difference. Yerry Mina makes a big difference. Obviously, Decore makes a big difference. But it's just the goals to concede are so soft, and it's just not like Rafa Benitez either. It's weird. But I mean, thankfully, I've not really seen anyone being on the manager that much. There's odd pockets who will always be, but I think every Everton fan's behind the whole thing. They don't want to change managers again.
Well, that's the thing, though. What I mean, like you say, thankfully no one is really coming at Benitez, but what is the solution? Because Watford, they should be beating Watford at home. Yeah. They should be beating Wolves. And again,
they're a better side than both them teams on the when they both play at the best.
But the next 6 games, like you say, is Spurs, which is going to be tough. They got Man City away, Brentford away, Liverpool and Arsenal at home.
Yeah, it's tough.
Then Palace away, Chelsea away, Leicester at home. The next easy-ish game is Boxing Day against Burnley.
It's a long way away, isn't it?
Boxing Day?
And they all come. I mean, I don't think Calvert-Lewin's anywhere near fit enough. I've seen a video of him running today.
There's an international break, isn't there? So maybe that might give them a couple of weeks. But
defensively, they look so shaky though. Like the back four the other day, I mean, Godfrey gave away an absolute gift, didn't he? Michael Keane just looks like he's played, like he won a competition to play. Like he constantly looks surprised. He's like, the ball comes to him, he's like, fucking hell, am I playing here? But it's bad, like, because, you know, they got players like Allen. You could see him getting visibly annoyed. You know, he's played at a very good level, Champions League, always gone deep into competitions and stuff. Obviously, Damari Gray, people like that, they got good players, but it's just not clicking. I don't know why.
Honestly, though, right, in the case of, so they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 games until Burnley. That's 24 points. How many points can you see them getting when the opposition is Spurs, Man City, Brentford, Liverpool, Arsenal, Palace, Chelsea, Leicester?
Only thing that fucking puts me off is that if you said to me, Everton, Watford, who's going to get 3 points? I'd have said Everton all day long. You could sit there and go, they're going to get 0. And the way footy works.
Yeah. And I don't want to meet this like I'm coming on here slagging Everton, but I'm just...
I think every Everton fan would admit, though, it's going to be a long few months.
I can't put my finger on what's went wrong with it, though, and I'm just concerned now.
If they're within 9 points of the European, wherever they're down to Europa Conference League, whatever that thing's called, if they're within 9 points of that by Boxing Day, I think every Everton fan would take that.
Do you reckon?
If you've got 9
but they were on the brink of Champions League, though.
Yeah, but they're never going to get Champions League. Everyone starts well, don't they? Do you know what I mean? They're never going to... They're never going to get Champions. I think if they've got an eye on 7th, 8th, or wherever it goes down to, I'm not quite sure. They're within 9 points going into the new year. I think they'd take it because they've got a chance then. But they could be well adrift if things go really wrong. But it's not all fucking sunshine and rainbows in our ground either, was it?
No, it's fucking horrendous, to be honest.
It was bad. I seen it coming, you know. I said to you, didn't I? I hated that game. Everything about it. Just don't know. I hated it.
It was, you know what was the scariest thing for me? Is, you know, when they scored their third, which was thankfully disallowed,
deserved it.
They cut through us like butter.
We give away a lot of chances.
It was scary. I was in the cop, and it just happened in front of my eyes, and it just went doof 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 doof, and he was just in his own, on his own in the box, and just slid it past Alisson. I was like, wow.
Lallana ran a ragged, didn't he?
I was like, what's going on?
To be honest, though,
I hated Adam Lallana as well as a Liverpool. I hated him.
I was a big fan for a while.
Was you?
For a while, yeah.
I could not bear him.
I just loved his cross.
And he done a big lap of honour at the end.
Yeah. No, I was an Adam Lallana fan, but they had a chance when it was 0-0, like early on, and I just thought, I don't know, the way they're playing, they're not a great team, but they do, you know, you've seen with the disallowed goal, they give you chances, but at the minute we're not as defensively sound as we were, you know what I mean?
I thought they had a good team though. Yeah. I mean,
they're okay. They play nice footy, but
they give City a tough test.
Yeah.
And I thought when we went 2-0 up, I thought great. We should have third, you know, and ball should have been disallowed, whatever. But I thought, you know, this is good because Brighton aren't a pushover, and we've tended to struggle against them in the past. And I thought, great, going in at half time, brilliant. And then that second half, I was like, what the? It was like shell shock.
Yeah.
It was like, what's going on here?
We've been if you look back though, we've been giving chances away a lot, you know.
Oh, Alisson, you look at all the amazing saves Alisson's made, you know that we're giving chances away.
I think obviously we're riding out, you know, you batter Man United and whatnot, but if you look at it emotionless, we are not as defensively sound as we were. And I think that's something that we, you know, Mo's obviously painting over some cracks because he's on absolute fire, but we've got to sharpen up back there because every time we've been good under Klopp, we've been defensively really good. Do you know what I mean?
Why didn't he play Matip?
I don't know why. Maybe he's got one of them injuries he always gets, but I'd rather him come back. I like Conte, he looks like a good player, he's got a, you know, but I'd rather
Matip's a beast though, isn't he?
Yeah, I know.
I don't think Van Dijk's either is back at his best.
Nah, he's going to take him time though. I think a lot of that's mental as well. He's not really... So the commentator said it. I was watching on one of them dodgy channels, but it was English. And he was like, the commentator said the same thing. He's like, you know, he just looks like he's playing in first gear, and he is. But I think Matip, Bale's, Trent Alexander-Arnold out loads as well. Because his positioning's always spot on.
But I'd argue Matip has been better than Van Dijk.
Oh yeah, this season, 100%. But
so why then take him out and put Konate in? I don't know.
Maybe it's one of them trying to foresee the injuries this time, do you know what I mean? Rather than letting him play to get injured. We're trying to like, right, you know, usually you'll be breaking down about, no, let's take you out for 2.
Yeah, maybe so,
and then come back into the team. But yeah, I think he bails Trent out a lot, Matip, and then once he's gone, because Konate's not as positionally sound as Matip, since Alexander-Arnold's a bit exposed then.
I thought Conte was coming like almost trying to do like the midfielder's job a bit. It was like, lad, you've won the ball.
Just give it.
Just give it and I'll just go back and just wait.
You play centre half for a reason. Just stay there.
He was kind of getting above himself a little bit, but I do like the look of him and stuff, but it was just a bit concerning to think like...
No, it was. But it's all been changed, hasn't it? Obviously, Conte going in Tottenham, I don't really know what to make of it. He's obviously a good manager, but it's a fucking big job, that, you know. It's a big job.
feel sly on Nuno. Lad, 10 games. What are you meant to do in 10 games?
Should have sold Kane. Kane's...
Well, lad, he's came into that Tottenham team, right? Kane, the captain, the leading goal scorer, the talisman, doesn't want to be there. Dele Alli's form's been patchy at best.
Yeah.
You're going in. Son is your kind of standout player, if you like. You've been given 10 games, was it, I think? And he's got the sack.
Yeah, but it's one of them, innit? It's like when they sit down, they go, right, it's his fault. It's Nuno's fault that Kane's playing bad, Son's not fired, and Dele's not happy.
That seems harsh. I think Carragher nailed it and said it's not a bad sack and it's a bad appointment. I think that's probably the best way to describe it, because I don't think he merited getting the sack.
Do you know what annoys me though? He obviously regrets going there 100%, but people like Conte, who's been round the game, what's he looking at Tottenham thinking that he's going to do any different? He'll be sacked.
Egos though, lads. Egos in sport, innit?
I like Conte. He's a good manager. He's actually got that thing about him where he'll say, like, you know, he'll drop people, he'll say it as it is. I like that. But unless he wins the Premier League or the Champions League, which he's not going to do, he will get sacked in 18 months.
Well, he's only got an 18-month contract.
Yeah, but Spurs believe, for some mad reason, that they should be doing them things.
Do you not think it's mad, though, to think, right, there's probably 5 teams in the Premiership, probably Man City, Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea, arguably Tottenham. They all think they're going to win the league. And there's only one who can do it. So at least 3 people are fucked straight away.
United finished second last year by default, but they'll never win the league this year. There's only Liverpool and City, maybe 3 of us.
3 of us. But I'm saying though, whoever doesn't are fucked, aren't they? Because it's like you're expected to win the league.
That's what annoys me. Like, I'd love to just be in one of the meetings with these managers. Like, what are they saying to him? Are they saying to him, like, come into Spurs, he wins the league in 2-3 years? And is he going? Yeah.
Right. Well, he's only been given the rest of this season and next season.
Even is that not giving you the alarm bell straight away?
I think they've just said, look, here's 18 months, get us back in the Champions League.
He's a good manager, but you know, you know he's good. Klopp, perfect example of this. Klopp's a brilliant manager, but for all the good times we had, there was a lot of fucking bad times as well when he first came in, when we weren't very good. And
that's because he inherited the shit.
And he has inherited shit as well, mate. They're playing Oliver Skip centre mid. Do you know what I mean? Like, bad players. Eric Dyer centre half, bad player. Like, they've got Kane, who's not as what he was. Son, very good player, but then they've got a load of just mediocre player. Lucas Moura, or his name is, that big one who they signed from Ajax. Bang average. Dele Alli hasn't been good for 3 years. A lot of names.
I had a rumour he had a computer game addiction.
What? Xbox?
Yeah, he went to Prairie for it.
Fuck off.
Just saying what I heard.
Xbox addiction?
I don't know if it was particularly the Xbox or the PlayStation or what, but, you know, just gaming, like up all night gaming. I can believe that.
That he's a millionaire.
But exactly, so what else is he doing?
I could do a lot more than sit on my computer.
Well, you can you? Because you're playing footy every week.
He's not. On the bench every single week.
But he can't go out shagging and fucking partying, can he? And, you know, going the races every week that you probably do.
Oh, mate, can you imagine?
I'd be at every race, mate.
I'd be getting released constantly.
And you know, if I won the lottery, 100% first thing I'd do, I would just buy season passes at every sport event.
Yeah, I would.
And every kind of live gig.
I've said loads of times, we've gone on a mad tangent here, but I've said loads of times, I'd be the worst rich person ever. Because everyone would be like, oh, I'd get like a Bugatti, I'd have like Boss Rolex, I'd have a Boss, I'd get like just a normal house, but not that big where it, like, you know, takes proper upkeep. I'm not doing gardening and stuff. Do you know?
You'd have your own gardener though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but anyway, I'd have an okay house. I wouldn't have a car, I'd have a driver, and then I would just go to footy, racing, boxing and UFC.
I'd have just corporate everywhere.
Nah, I wouldn't want to sit with the toffs all the time.
No, but it's good to have that option.
Yeah, but I'd pay enough money where I could go in there and then get in.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. I'm not sitting around the table watching a match.
No, I don't mean that. But you know what? If I'm
Exactly.
having to stand outside the cop, going, yeah, lad, there's a 5-gang corporate there. Just give me one for the cop.
Yeah. I'd be paying people off.
No, I'd be at Cheltenham one week. I'd be at Goodwood the next. I'd be at Ascot. I'd be at the Super Bowl when it comes to London. I'd be at Wimbledon. I'd be at every sport event.
I know you love the cop and I love the cop, but you know what I'd do? I'd buy whoever's seat is on, what's that Kenny Dalglish stand? The halfway line. That's what I'd buy. And I'd buy him out for a lot of dough.
No, I wouldn't. I'd be in a cop.
I like watching a cop. I like for them to sit and watch the
I need to be in it. Anyway, we digress.
Hopefully we win the lottery.
Hopefully we get to keep the podcast going.
Oh mate, 100%. 100%. We'd be imagine the content.
Oh god, it'd be the best content ever.
Yeah, we got some serious content coming up though.
You know, we're talking about millionaires who I'm fucking jealous of. Cristiano Ronaldo. That man just like.
Fucking
Did you see him midweek?
Yeah, good innit?
He's boss. I'm not asked. Fuck the Man United thing. He's fucking boss. Like, just as a fella, you just have to go. Stop being jealous.
No, I'm the opposite. As a fella,
no, stop it.
His talent is insane. As a fella, I couldn't sit in his presence.
Why?
He's just, imagine it. Just be constantly talking about himself. He's a heavy footballer though, I'll give him that. But
why would he talk about himself? I don't think he needs to. If he's just come in and he's just...
He does it already in interviews. Like, good game, and he's like, yeah, I played well tonight.
Mate, anyone who's saying anything other than him, then like kissing his feet at that game.
He's a ridiculous footballer.
Imagine if he was on your team. Imagine you, Jordan Neal, back in his heyday, playing centre mid, Xabi Alonso role, and you come in and he's just fucking scored that volley in the 94th minute, got you a draw away to Atalanta.
But what about when you're under the caution, he's just letting centre half just roll it out?
Well, we're not on about that. We're on about this week.
Yeah.
Lad, he's just a man for the moment. He is
no doubt about that.
Incredible.
He's a Hall of Famer, and he's one of the best players.
And I've always been Team Messi, but arguably...
Oh, no, don't even say it.
No, I'm not saying I'm not going from listeners' boots there, but I think like man points has gone to Ronaldo this season.
Yeah, I mean, he's performing better this year.
It's like being on a night out and you got two mates who are dead good looking and they're both like, who's the better good looking? Better good looking, I speak English. You know, who's the best looking out of your mates? You got two lads who are always, you know, good crack, good lads, you know, and like for like a good 6-week holidays, you know, you go to Ibiza for the weekend for the 6 weeks with the lads. And
I know, must have won the lottery.
I know, yeah. Just living a dream world here. And one of them is just pulling worldies every night. That's like this season. Messi is just fucked it. Going to that French league, playing against farms every week.
I understand that, but Messi is a better footballer than Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, and I am still Team Messi, but he's had a mare there.
Yeah, he has, but...
He's fucked a season of his life, I think, going to PSG.
Yeah, but long term, you could be looking at the end of the season, you know, PSG winning Champions League, Ronaldo fails to qualify for the Champions League, and then you'd be saying, Messi, what a great decision. Do you know what I mean? You've got to let it play out until... But at the moment, I'm saying Ronaldo's having a better start. But I think Ronaldo is one of the best players ever, but just unlucky he belonged in the same era as Messi. Because in any other era, he's the best footballer ever all time. But Messi...
I think it's making it harder to
differentiate.
Tell about fucking
18 beers. Who would you rather Liverpool sign in the absolute peak of the powers?
Well, I don't think... in the peak...
Both of them at the
Messi,
very best. There you go.
Messi.
Job done. Conversation done.
Yeah, no, I said I'm still Team Messi, but I'm just saying this season it's making me think like...
Yeah. Football's a fickle game, though, mate.
It is.
He wasn't pressing enough. He wasn't working hard enough when Liverpool smashed them 5-0. Scores one volley and it's the song that they all sing and everyone's doing a celebration in the living room. Fickle game, innit?
Yeah. No, I know.
But
so football's one thing last thing on footy, mate, I will say fucking Chelsea look scared me a bit.
Yeah, let's just leave them.
They're just going about the business and
let's just let them fucking somehow implode somewhere along the line.
I don't know how, but yeah. Should we touch on the Newcastle job?
Yeah, he's ruled himself out, hasn't he, that Umar, hasn't he?
I think he would have been not a bad shout.
Eddie Howe's going in, I reckon. One of my mates, Willow, made a good point today. He said they need someone in like a bang average man. I think he mentioned Big Sam, but joking. Someone like that gets them to the end of the season, keeps them up, and then get a manager to start afresh. Don't get a manager coming in now and being like, well, you know, when they're coming in March and like he hasn't won it, he wasn't won 18 games in a row. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what, because they've got this money and stuff, it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be one instant expectation. So maybe manage the expectation a bit. Get someone in, shore up the, you know, get the ship on smooth sea, get them up comfortably, get them in a good place, go into pre-season, bam, new manager. Do you know what I mean? And get someone in who's coming and understanding that they're only a short-term fix, aka Big Sam.
Their January transfer is going to be interesting.
Salah.
No.
Still haven't got him a contract, lad.
I'm just looking here. Varane's injured for a month.
Is he?
Interesting, yeah.
Fucking been injured since he signed, hasn't he? Garbage.
I know. Shall we move on to boxing for a second? Because
Got a big weekend of boxing coming up. Big weekend of boxing.
before we go on this weekend, if we can just touch on the old AJ affair, has he sorted the train out yet?
No, did this interview, didn't he, with IFL?
I seen a little bit of it, didn't watch it all.
No, he's still, you know, sort of looking round, but what I got from it is that he's going to keep his team, but he'll keep adding to it, which is mental. But he did all this fucking stuff, didn't he, saying, I'm done with boxing, I'm not boxing no more, I'm street fighting, I'm coming to, you know, I'm sick of losing, I'm not going to try and box him this time, I'm just going to come straight for him. I was just thinking, yeah, if you're going to go straight for him and just expect nothing to come back, then you're just going to...
Is that what he said?
He basically said, yeah, I'm going to just go for him. Which is, as I've said many times, his only way of winning, but he still won't win. Because he's got 6 minutes, he's got probably, that's being harsh, he's got 12 minutes to nail Usyk to the floor.
Until his tank's gone.
And then he's done and he's just a sitting duck, he's getting wiped out.
Have you got some shares in Usyk or something?
No, he's just fucking unbelievable, lad. Do you know what? They're so smug. I remember sitting in my dad's place in Spain a few years ago, and we were having like a bit of a party in my dad's place. There was loads of people there, and I've gone into my dad's little office thing and said, right, I'm watching Usyk fight. He was fighting Gassiev in Russia. No one knew Usyk at the time. Well, they did, but like, you know, only hardcore boxing fans. My dad's going, Usyk, what are you doing? Like, we're having a party. I said, no. I said, just let me watch this and I'll be back out. Yeah, fucking, it sounds so. First round starts. And instead the door goes, my dad, and he had a few beers, and I sat down. Mate, by round 9, he was like, for anyone not watching visually, my dad was staring at the TV, and he was like, who is this? And I said, I told you, this is why I'm watching. And then ever since that day, my dad was saying, like, my dad was on the train, but yeah, where he's at now, mate, just the best in the world, isn't he?
I think that whole thing about, I saw Eddie Hearn's interview with the True Geordie, and he was talking about, like, the thing what you just said then, the team around Joshua. It's not good having that many yes men, I don't think, is it? It's
not good having that many men. It's like me and you. It's like me, you and Tom, you start this, and say if it gets really big, then you just keep bringing in consultants, and you know, a dietitian, and then an assistant dietitian, and a right-hand coach, and an assistant right-hand, do you know what I mean? And then suddenly you sit down around the table and you say, right, what's next? And everyone goes, loads of... And then the man in the middle's like, right, can we start the conversation again, because I've just missed absolutely everything. That's just
too much information.
There's too much information, and there's no in his corner when you sit there. You know, standard boxing corner is sits down, right, good round, bad round, do this, water, you're okay, yeah, back out. When Joshua sits down, it's right, you jab, and then he's going 1, 2, and then he's going catch him with the uppercut, and move your head, you know, get your feet, and he's just, you can see him, he literally does that in the corner. He's like constantly looking round. And you can't do it.
When is the fight due to take place?
March, I think. They're talking about that in March, April, and then Dillian White and Tyson Fury around the same time.
So he's probably going to take over, a little bit like Luke Willis, who we had on the pod. That's out on Patreon now. It'll be out in a couple of weeks, but he's saying kind of having Christmas to himself, take over, and then probably be the same sketch for Joshua, won't it?
But the thing with Joshua is, you know, this is it now. Like, if he gets beat again,
that's 3 defeats then, isn't it?
It's not. He's not done, but you know, he's sort of out the picture. He's never going to be Fury if he's not going to get the belts back off Usyk. Do you know what I mean? Because as we've said before, Usyk is very similar to Fury in a style. But the only benefit Joshua would have, Fury probably would have him a fight. He probably would stand and fight with him. Where Usyk, He doesn't, just takes all his strengths away.
Yeah, only brought up Joshua because I did see a few interviews with him this week. On the Joshua Fury kind of chat for a second, piss you off now. Tyson's brother, Tommy, December time is taking on your favourite YouTuber.
You know what? I hope Jake Paul smashes him to bits.
Really?
Yeah. Because, what are you doing?
I think that this is great for it, because one,
that he can't box Tommy Fury.
Yeah, but Tommy Fury, if he bangs out this kid, it's great, it's over then, isn't it? The
What
YouTube game is over.
And then you've given a YouTuber, I beat a Fury.
I don't think he will though. I don't think
if
that. Have you seen Tyson's hard fella?
Yeah.
I'm more scared of him than I am Tyson.
You put your money on Tommy Fury then. I'd show the bet slip if you're confident he'll win, because I'm not.
I just don't think he can come back to normal life if he's been beat by that fucking Logan Paul.
I think he's been told to cash out. Because, mate, he's not. He's had a few fights.
Yeah, but that YouTuber's not fucking great, is he?
No, but Tommy Fury, on what he's produced so far, is never, ever, ever going to be in fights where he's going to earn a lot of money. Ever.
That John Fury said, though, if you don't, then you're retiring.
I think they've said, you're not very good. Take the dough.
Take the dough and then you're retired.
Then you're gone. Imagine Christmas if he gets beat. Mate. Tyson just filling them in constantly all day. God, do you want to be a Tommy? Bosh! Smack me over the other day.
I am actually looking forward to that one. Just to see what happens.
Do you know what? I am, because at least he's a boxer. If Jake Paul beats him, then fair enough, you've beat a boxer, no problem. He's not a very good one, but fair enough.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you now.
He's only 22 or something, isn't he, Tommy?
Yeah.
And that, I've got
faith.
I've got hope, yeah. I've got faith for the Furies.
Leave me out of that. I've got no faith whatsoever.
Onto it, sorry. A couple of things I did miss out before we go into this weekend's boxing.
You keep talking, I'm just getting a drink for me.
Did you see Aguero's had his fucking heart problem? Did you see that?
I did, yeah. Bad that.
It's heavy, that, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's like what is the actual myopathy?
I've seen loads of conspiracy theorists saying that it's because he's got the vaccine. I saw someone put him getting the vaccine, like the whole Barca team getting the vaccine, and then him walking off the pitch with his hand on his chest. I was like, wow, okay, maybe listen. Fucking hell, I thought that was quite funny.
Yeah, but he hasn't exactly set the world like they're garbage, aren't he? No.
And also, just on before we go into this week's footy, I seen there's a guy. It's really quite sad. This actually, a 50-odd-year-old has been jailed for 10 weeks for making a video racially abusing the England lads. You just think, you're fucking 50-odd.
Someone's granddad.
Do you know what I mean? A granddad. And he's making a video giving 3 black teenagers shit because they missed penalties. What the fuck is the world coming to?
The fact, look, I've spoke to you about this before, the fact that a penalty in a football match means that much to you anyway, you fucking need to start reassessing what's going on. But, like, you're 50, do you know what I mean? How...
You're 50 years old, mate.
If I was sat with a 50-year-old, my dad, anyone in my family, and he whipped the phone out and like turned it to like the selfie thing, and he was like, right, I'm going to make a video.
Forget if they're being racist or not, yeah.
I don't care what they're
just
doing. I just
mode.
take it out to say, listen, go home, it's over.
Forget being a racist. Get it off selfie mode now. You're fucking
the night is done. You're done. Don't come back either. You're not invited to the.
You know what? He's fucked his life. I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine he had a great life, but you know.
Or for what? A few laughs off his fucking idiotic mate.
Dickhead racist mate. I know.
But, you know, 10
weeks Nicky got, and he's just probably lost his job, has lost his family.
Mate, they should get 10 weeks is a joke anyway, but they should get with social media now, like you should go, like there's a very fine line. Yeah, I'll put it this way. This week on social media, I've been writing stuff about Canelo doing drugs. Okay, that's obviously you are slandering someone's name, but you're stating something that's negative, right? Something negative. But that, in my opinion, he's failed a drug test. That's fair game. But there's a very fine line between doing that and me writing you know, for Canelo, you know, I hope your family get this, or I hope you do that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Bit different, yeah.
But what people don't understand is there is a line. You're allowed to have an opinion, and you're allowed to not like someone. That is fine. Whatever the skin tone is, if you don't like that person and you want to express that opinion, no problem. You've got a platform to do that. But you've not got a platform to like.
It's not free game for Everton.
Yeah, not to be like aggressive or to be, you know, doing stuff like that. It's wrong.
Yeah. I just thought it was sad. The age thing was the worst bit about it. I just thought, mate, you're a granddad. You're racially abusing teenagers.
Because people always say that, don't they? They go, "Oh, it's just young kids behind the fake profile on Twitter." Fucking no, it's fellas who've got grandkids and who stand next to you in the booze and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the sad thing. But yeah, onwards.
Talk to me about this weekend's boxing, lad.
Canelo plant, innit? Here we go.
Is that this weekend?
This weekend, yeah. Big one.
What time? Saturday morning, stupid
Sunday
o'clock?
morning, yeah. So you're waking up to watch it. Well, I'll be up anyway watching it, but...
I might, to be fair. Actually, what's going on Saturday? We might be at entry races.
We will be at entry races.
You will not be getting up to watch that.
Have you seen me backdoor the night out?
Yeah. Too many times now.
But it's a skill. But, yeah, I'll be...
Do you think he's got a chance? What?
To be honest, people saying he's going to get obliterated and knocked out and stuff, I'm not buying. Like people saying, oh, we've got 6 rounds to get knocked out. I'm not buying it. But the thing is, I don't think he's fighting on a level playing field in terms of the drugs, and I don't think he's fighting on a level playing field in terms of the judges and stuff. He can't win on points.
Where's the fight?
Vegas. I think it's in Vegas, yeah. But he can't win on points. You just cannot win on points.
Just because it's Canelo?
Just because whether people like to admit it or not, he cannot win on points, mate. It's just fact. So, what Caleb Plant needs to come out of the fight with is credit. You need to come out of the fight with people going, and I think he probably knows as well. I think he needs to come out going, it was close that. We need to probably see that again. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think
because then if you get that and people go, we need to see it again, you suddenly start eliminating the art of robbery. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then more eyes will be on it. If this was close last time, they can't rob him again. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think he's got in Canelo's head at any point? Because I've seen...
Yeah, I think because he's the only one...
The little slap and all that, do you think?
He's the only one, Callum and Billy Joe included, who's gone there with no respect. He's like, fuck you. Do you know what I mean? He's called him a drug cheat, which he is. He's called his trainer a cheat, which he is. And he's not gone there and been like, I'm great, you know, we need to fight Canelo, one of the best in the world, but trying to test my skills and stuff like that. He's gone and said, no, you cheat. And people...
No, I always talk about Callum being my favourite boxer because he's so quiet and he just gets the job done. Wouldn't it be great though if like all the Smith brothers turned up at Vegas and was like, lad, you're on the fucking juice.
Yeah, I would have loved it.
Imagine if they'd done that.
Oh mate, that would have been perfect for me. But Callum is Callum. Like, I'm not saying Callum was scared of him because he wasn't, but he didn't go there and be like, I'm Callum Smith. Do you know what I mean? I'm not Canelo's opponent. But I think people don't understand the backstory of Caleb Plant either. It's like he lost his daughter, who she was very young, and his mum got killed by I think she was killed by the police, or she was murdered recently, like in the last couple of years. Like he's not this like well-groomed kid who's come through like, you know, Team USA boxing and stuff like that. He's come up the hard way, and he's not going to be intimidated by him. He's got the skills to hang with him as well, but as I say, he's his chances of winning are 90% in 10, and that. A lot of that is because Canelo's very good. As much as he's a cheat, he's very good. You know, you can't say he's a crap boxer, he's not. But he's also got a lot of fucking cards stacked against him. If you pulled it off, mate, you would never find... And I will be putting 20, 30 quid on it, just in case he does it. I'll put 20 and 30 quid on anyone who faces Canelo till he gets beat.
What price is he looking at? Just for
he's massive, mate. He's huge.
Like over 10s?
I'll tell you right now. 7-1.
So, what is there any bet you reckon you're going for in that bet?
Yeah, I'm going to go for, because I believe it'll happen and I can't back Canelo, I'm going to go the distance 13-8, because I think it'll be a competitive fight. And if it goes the distance, then, you know, Canelo's won. Just is what it is. But it's tough with Canelo, mate, because I think it gets clouded. The fact I do actually think he's brilliant. Technically, I think he's amazing. What he did to Billy Joe Saunders, where he broke him down, he's amazing. But he is cheating, and his gym's cheating. And the thing with boxing is, you know, Jarrell Miller, who was about to fight AJ, tested positive, and everybody's like, you scum, you this, you that. Everyone. Canelo fights. He's failed a drug test. His gym Oscar Valdez recently, who's in his gym, failed a drug test. Everyone under his trainer seems to fail a drug test, but still everyone in boxing, pundits, ex-boxers, like, what a fighter.
It's weird, that, isn't it?
He's brilliant.
Why?
All I'm asking for is people to just call it for what it is.
A spade.
For what he is. What? Yes, he's brilliant, but he is cheating.
Yeah.
And whether he's great or not, it shouldn't matter. Whether someone fails a drug test on a card in the Olympia or Canelo Alvarez, you are cheating, and he is cheating. But the thing is, he's not unbeatable, which is probably the reason he started cheating. Because, you know, Mayweather embarrassed him years ago, and he's not unbeatable. He's not the Mayweathers. You know,
I'm looking forward to that fight, though.
I think Caleb Plant, mate, he'll give a very, very, very good. I'm pretty confident he'll give a very good account of himself. You know, but you can't deny what he's up against. He's up against Canelo. He's up against boxing. He's up against the
fan base,
the commission. You know, I mean, he'll bring fans, but you know, there'll be strategically Mexicans placed everywhere. They'll have the mariachi band. It'll be
strategically placed Mexicans.
It will be.
Get the Mexicans in row Z,
what are you doing?
row N, row B.
They'll just be walking down Guadalajara, wherever they are, like, what are you doing this weekend? No, mate, I'm just going to stay on with it. Right, grand each, off we go, Vegas. You're in row N.
That's the shout of the podcast, strategically placed Mexicans.
They will be. They're walking everywhere. But all week he's going to have to deal with, you know, the Canelo show, everything in front of him. It's a bit like what Mayweather did, but, you know, he's not going to be intimidated, and I don't think he'd be intimidated in the fight. I think, you know, you'll see an aggressive Canelo, which will probably play into Plant's hands a little bit, and I expect a competitive fight, like. And I'm
on a distance then. I'm
going to have that distance fight, and I'm going to have 20 quid on Caleb Plant by decision at 11-1, just in case.
Because.
Yeah, anyone who fights Canelo, I'll back them, no matter what.
Anything else on that card, or we've got the British one, but it's obviously been derailed, hasn't it?
Yeah, but there's a fight. There's boxing in the Echo Arena this weekend.
Is there?
Yeah, the boxer tournament. So, boxer is pretty much. Do you remember prize fighter?
Surprised you're not there, being the fucking stonewall that you are.
I'll be at Aintree, mate, and then I'll probably end up in there somehow. But it's like prize fighter. Did you ever watch that with Rocky Field? And what? It's basically the sort of new version of that.
Okay.
A lad I've known for years, Tom Farrell, he's fighting in it. Super lightweight, and also Nathan Bennett, who fights out of Luke's gym, Kirkdale. So they'll fight in the Echo. I think it's 3 fights, 3 rounds. Obviously the winner gets the trophy and a pretty big check, I think.
Nice.
So yeah, that's on at the Echo Arena this weekend. So hopefully go to the Aintree, have a few winners, and then find my way into the Echo Arena. But yeah, good luck obviously to Fazzer, who I've known for a long time. So hopefully he can
good stuff. You got any vested interest then in the boxing this weekend? British based, the match room?
No,
that's not this. When's the one the thing you pulled out?
Who?
Dillian.
No, that was last weekend. That was
wasn't it? Sorry, that's what we never spoke about at the start.
It was absolutely full.
Was it? That's it. Yeah, you moaned about it at the start.
One fight was decent, but the rest of it was fucking awful.
Yeah, that was it.
Absolutely awful.
You know what it was? I'm thinking back, because I've watched a load of podcasts today on boxing with Joshua and all that, and he was talking about that. So Eddie was talking about it.
Yeah, it was fucking awful. It was absolutely awful. The reason we didn't, but the UFC was amazing. Fucking prime, mate, having it at prime time. Obviously, I had Ankalaev at the start of the.
I got my footy bet up and text Jordan, and I can't remember what I'd done last weekend. Yeah, no, I was out at the Brighton game. Got my footy bet up and text Jordan. I said, "What have I missed on the UFC?" Because I come out of the ground. You know what I do in the Sportcast? We talk about betting, we tip loads of things up, and then Saturday morning I'm like, fuck, what did we talk about? What did we tip? So anyway, I come out of the game, got into town about 6 o'clock, text you. I was a few hundred up and was like, what's the UFC bet to do? And you said it's been hit and miss. The latest one to do is that one to go the distance. So I threw...
Not to go the distance?
Yeah, not to go the distance, yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
So I threw me tank on that.
Did you?
I come in.
It's right. Yeah, that bailed me out, to be honest. Obviously, Lerone Murphy, I was talking about last week, and I said I think he's the best prospect coming out the UK. He finished his fight with, I sent you the video, didn't I, where Amir Khan shoots for a double leg and he just lifts his knee up, bang, temple, game over. So I think he got looked after as well. He wasn't named as fighter the performance of the night or not, but apparently Dana gave him a 50 grand bonus as well, so that's good.
Wow.
And then, I had a couple of winners on the prelims. And then I had a lot of, my big bet of the weekend, Dan Kalaev. Drops him in the first round. I'm thinking, I'm in.
Cash. Boom.
And then, fucking Uzdemir, who's his opponent, just went, I'm not fighting with you. Put his hands next to his ears and just said, right, I'm just moving away from you as long as I can. And it just happens like that sometimes. But the rest of the card, mate.
What's the big story with the 40-odd-year-old new UFC
so that was it. Yeah, so that's the main event. He's 41. He was about to get cut a few years ago, and then he's sort of gone on this run. Obviously got his title shot. Yeah, dominated the first round, come out in the second, put him on his back, choked him out. 42 years of age, mate. He's had a mad story though. He's like he lived in America, and then like his green card ran out. Then he had to go back to Brazil for like 10 years or something, and then he got back into America. Then he got in the UFC, and then he had a few wins, got beat loads of times, bounced back, nearly got cut, and now 42 years of age, he's the champ. It's mental.
I just think 42
mate.
and fighting is mad, innit?
But that's what MMA gives you, because we see it in all sports now. Mo Salah was talking about this week. The peak, people's peaks getting older and older and older as it goes on. Like, it used to be 26, 27. Now people are talking like 32, 33, I'm in my prime. And because you have Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you have judo, you have wrestling in MMA, you're not, if you're strong in them areas, you're not as exposed as you are in boxing, where it's just your reflexes, so to speak. So it is getting older and older, and experience counts, doesn't it?
Big time, yeah.
But the talk of the weekend, did you see Khamzat Chimaev, who I told you about? The fellow who had COVID?
No.
Oh my God, mate. So he fighting his first rank fighter, comes out and mate picks him up in the middle of the octagon, his opponent, carries him over to where Dana White's sitting.
I did see this, sorry, yeah.
Starts talking to Dana White, he's fighting his hands, he's like talking to him, smacks him on his back, chokes him out.
I did see that.
Mate, every single welterweight in the UFC just wins.
I didn't think about when I remember seeing a fella pick him up and now looking at the side now.
Mate, every single welterweight just went airplane mode.
So
I'm not taking that call.
Is Khabib still on 100% record?
Yeah, so Makhachev, his fighter, he submission in the first round. See, it's amazing as well. So the right by Khabib, and he's got him on the ground, and Khabib's shouting to him, put your leg over his head so that you can wrap his arm around his back and basically snap his arm. And he done it.
Basically snap his arm.
I mean, he was like that, right angled. He couldn't tap out because his arm was done. Dan Hooker, he verbally tapped out. He was like, ah! Ref, yeah.
It's scary, that, isn't it?
Mate, Chimaev, he was booked to fight Leon Edwards as well. Dodged a fucking bullet with that one. Mate, he's a monster. I thought the COVID thing might...
COVID's got nothing on him, lad.
Mate, I've never seen anything like him. Khabib, McGregor, all these people. Paddy was giving them loads on Instagram. Like that, please. No. I mean, they're in different weight divisions, thankfully, but mate, honest to God, I've never seen anything like him. He picked them up, lad, and walked them to where Dana White was.
You watching Dana?
He said, what'd you say to Dana? He said, I seen Dana on his phone. I was like, don't go on your phone during my fights. He's a lunatic.
Oh my God.
He's nuts. He said the end, brother, I smash you.
This is how he talks, like the
brother.
Borat, like in Borat.
He's like, what's next? He was like, brother, I smash you.
What's on this weekend then?
Mate, we have got another UFC event, pay-per-view event, unbelievable. Obviously we've gone through the boxing, but this weekend we got Kamaru Usman, who's the champ of welterweight, who we're hoping
I'm on to him.
Chimaev, fuck off, lad. He's rematching with Colby Covington. So these were, have you seen Colby?
Yeah.
The Trump guy.
Yeah.
He's a fuck. We spoke about it loads of times. He was one who was going to get caught and then he turned heel.
So a bit of a character on board, yeah.
But Kamaru Usman stopped him in the 5th round in the first fight. So that it's been like, that was 2019, they've run it back. It was always because it was one of the best UFC fights of all time. So it'll be another great fight, but Usman's just progressing at such a rate, like what he done to Masvidal, and like he's always a brilliant wrestler. He was a really good wrestler in college and stuff like that, but now he's got hands as well. But he's got Trevor Whitman in his corner, who's one of the best coaches in the country. He's got Usman in the main event Rose Namajunas, Doug Rose. Remember we won the
Yeah, we were big on Rose, yeah.
And she's rematching Zhang as well, the girl she done that to.
I seen you having a bit of...
Yeah, someone put a bet up and he played Zhang up and said shouldn't have been stopped and stuff, but I don't know about that. She did clip her right round the jaw. But yeah, so they're running it back. So main event's a rematch, co-main's a rematch, and then the one before that has also got Trevor Whitman's got Justin Gaethje and Michael Chandler at lightweight. Mate, that's a war, absolute war. But this is unfortunately on that normal US time, so it'll be a Sunday morning catch up for most people. But going to be another.
What are you going to do then? UFC and Canelo Sunday morning?
Couch duty, mate.
On each laptop and the telly.
I'll have UFC on the laptop.
I want photos of this because if you're at 80 on an all day session with me and then you're up at 3-4 in the morning Sunday.
Strategic. That's the word for this podcast. I'll be up. So yeah, but basically I'll have UFC on the laptop because I've got BT Sport login, and then somehow I'll dodgy stream for Canelo Plant because it's on BT Sport pay-per-view and I'm not giving Canelo any dough. I don't care how rich he is, he's not having 20 quid off me. Rat man.
I want a selfie of you like 10 o'clock Sunday morning when everyone's caught up with you, like you're fucked.
Me beard fuming in the background. But yeah, mate, it's going to be it's going to be a great card. There's loads of bets on it. I'm going to put them up later in the week. There's
how can people get access then to your bets?
I'll put them up on Instagram, on the Instagram page, on my Instagram page, on the story or whatever. There's a British lad making his debut as well, Ian Gary. He's a fucking serious talent at welterweight, so he's making it on the air. Imagine that, making your debut at Madison Square Garden. Whew.
Being there for a fight, lad. Bosh.
That's my bucket list. That.
On Paddy's weekend as well. Brilliant. Paddy's weekend in New York with the lads.
I've been to a fight in Vegas, worked at a fight in Vegas, but going to a fight at Madison Square Garden, I'll die an happy man if I do that.
Yeah, it was a belter, lad.
But yeah, it's an amazing fight. I think Kamaru Usman will stop Covington again. Thug Rose. I don't know whether she'll stop, because that was a shot last time. That was a serious.
I watched that fight. It was boss.
She's just fucking high-kicked it. Sent it to the fucking stratosphere. But I think that one will be a bit closer. I really do. But I think the one to look out for is Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler on the main card. That's just both of them, mate. They don't know any other way than just having it. And they will have it.
Yeah.
Because whoever wins that basically will be the number one contender for the lightweight belt. So for them, it's just, you know.
To round off on the UFC, have you heard any rumours then of Darren Till getting back into it?
No, he's just in Vegas, isn't he?
Just training.
He hasn't come home.
No.
I think the rumour is that, obviously we've got plans already, but the rumours are that UFC London's March 19th next year. 19th. Tom Aspinall headlining. So I imagine Molly, Paddy, hopefully Lerone Murphy, whether Darren Till either wants to do that or he just goes and fights back in Vegas at another time. But I know he hasn't come home yet, which for me is a good thing because that's what he needs. But
it's a long time to not to fight though until March, isn't it? Do you not think?
It is, but you know, he had the torn ACL, didn't he, and stuff like that. And I mean, I think seeing Molly's back in the gym. You know, Paddy needs to get back in the gym. Right, looking at it.
I text Paddy.
That's it.
Like, he's such a nice guy, Paddy. Like, you know, I've got a text with him, and I feel like texting him going, lad. But he says though, when I see him, he goes, "Oh lad, look how fucking my cheeks." He's just got chubby cheeks.
He's got a big old weight cut coming, like. But he'll do it. I have no doubt about that.
I hope the Paddy train continues because I know people don't like him.
He's in New York this weekend doing a meeting with fans.
He's out there for a month.
Is he?
Yeah. He's in America for a month. He's talking scouts to everyone.
He's absolutely doing no weight cutting out there. So he's going to come back there, mate. He's going to head into January. He's got to be.
He's got a pain train.
He'll be 5 stone over his weight limit.
He's got the 905 pain train from Live Street.
No luggage whatsoever. He's gonna. That's a serious cut he's got coming there.
It's exciting times though. Jordan texted me this week and said, lad, March is Cheltenham Thursday, Friday, UFC London Saturday, Liverpool Man U Sunday. I was like, sign me up.
So if anyone wants to come,
drop us a DM.
But talking about things people want to come to, obviously we got the live event, haven't we, for Stamp Out Suicide. So obviously we got Jose Baxter on, which was a really good episode, having a chat with us, and then my dad and Andrew, who he sings with, well, he doesn't sing anymore, but they're doing a bit of a gig, all raising money for Stamp Out Suicide. Every penny goes to it. There's only a couple of tickets left actually, so I don't know why.
what's a good little side note on that is we do another little fancy football show for anyone who jumped on. We give our little kind of what we've been up to on it. And the lads who won it this week, Mick, he does a podcast called Straight From The Off. Mick actually won this week, and he's donated his money to that event.
Yeah, massively appreciated, obviously.
Suicide event. So, yeah, it's great to do another little live pod.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a good laugh, loads of beers, loads of laughs, loads of dancing, loads of singing. And we're raising money for a great cause.
As I said, there's only a couple of tickets left, so, you know, people listening, obviously, if you want to
I think it's only a tenner a ticket, I think,
it's a tenner, but every single penny goes to Stamp Out Suicide, so we'll be there.
So the link, all the info, it's in November the 19th.
19th, Friday
in the
night,
Hilton Hotel. We put it in the bio, but if you want to get involved, come on, you know, come say hello to us. It'd be great. But yeah, that's us. That's it from us. Sorry if I've slayed a few words. I'm 4 pints in. Yeah, have a boss weekend. Friday, enjoy your weekends. Hopefully to get a few bets in. George will post them on your socials, and have a good one.
Cheers.